Although you're from Harlem, would you ever consider doing an LA story?
Yeah. Like the stories I do aren't all Harlem stories. Those are just the ones that it could be based on something that I've seen. Those are like the more authentic stories. But the movie I just directed doesn't take place in Harlem, it takes place in California.
The List.
The List, yeah. And that stars Brian White and Columbia Shore and Claudia Jordan.
Your boy from Jungle Fever and what's his name?
Oh yeah, Nick Totoro.
Nick Totoro.
I'm in it.
John Totoro, brother.
Yeah.
How you feel about it already? Like you feel like it's
yeah, I mean, I think
a great way to.
All I know is if you prepare, that shit can be on cruise control. You just gotta prepare. You know what I mean? But also, the edit is really important. Get your edit game, and then also like being able to hand in the movie at a professional level. All your shit gotta be straight. So let's say you do a movie, and then you do a deal with a major distributor. They're not gonna have any exposure,
right.
And so they want to see everything, like copyright this and change the title and every single agreement you have with every actor and SAG this and everything, man, everything. It's intimidating. So like now that I know when I shoot, all that shit will be handled. It's not what you doing, man? What are you doing? It's tripping, we gotta have this now. It's not a problem. It's not like this. It's not a problem if you're prepared. But if you're not prepared, then it's a big. You don't want to get it. Oh, so I put you up? Matrix. Yeah, they just that game. You gotta get that from me, man. Yeah, so what's the next?
Rex, what's the next you see, Damon? Hey.
Oh, and then he runs off. It's the game. You have a question? Uh-oh. Y'all watching Gun Fight? This is a little commercial. Look, he's dragging him. Look, he's like, this is what you see his tail like he's having the ball dragging him.
How relevant are record labels currently?
To me, they're irrelevant, but, I mean, I think they're still relevant for a certain kind of game. You know what I'm saying? It just depends. I'm not outside, so I don't really know, to be honest. Like, I've created a certain kind of bubble for myself. I've constructed a certain kind of life. You know what I'm saying? So
you don't need the outside.
Well, this has been the only 2 years that I've just been kind of focused on being an artist. Before, I was on the concrete every day. So I've accepted the fact that I might be a little bit removed from pop culture where before I wouldn't. So I don't really know like who's hot, who's rolling, none of that shit, like music. All I know is it's a completely different ball game out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I can see it on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? But other than that.
But you still have a strategy how you would do it. Like if you were the same age you were when you started roc-a-fella, for instance, your strategy would strictly be concentrate on a stage show like you guys did on
have a show and tape everything I did. What did I do?
Tape it.
Went on the road and I taped everything. What was backstage? I was taping everything from day one. I always was taping everything. Like, it was almost like I was making the blueprint so people could follow. But then, it's like everyone's caught up. It's great. It's about fucking time. Now I can get back in the game. Basically, that's what I was doing. I was kind of waiting for everybody to catch up.
You just knew that content was valuable. You knew how valuable it was.
Once there was an internet, and once I saw how the content was reacting on Block Savvy, and I always liked making movies, I was like, man, people are gonna get it from the fucking internet.
So Dame Dash Studios will be like, it's not like Block Savvy.
No, Dame Dash Studios is like Netflix.
Right, Netflix.
But it also has the radio. It also has just all of our stuff, all the information. It's like if you like Dame Dash, you're gonna get a lot of Dame Dash and Dame Dash Studios. If you don't like Dame Dash, I don't think you should go there. You know what I'm saying? But also, the content will drive it as well. So the movies, the original movies, as well as the movies I've made before, those will also be available on Dame Dash Studios. Like the more movies I make, the more I'm gonna put it there. Like when I do a radio show, that'll be there. When my son does radio shows, that'll be there. When we do a show, that'll be there. The making of everything I do, that'll be there. Any music that we do, that'll be there.
Right.
Anybody that I'm around that I do projects with, because I'm not ever locked into any one artist. If we catch a vibe, pause, and we make something, create like some music or something, then we'll monetize it in that moment. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, that's what I'll do, and then you'll see that like Black Rock, pause. You know, that was the Black Keys. That moment, it was a moment. You know, but it got captured.
Somebody asked me about the part 2. I mean, the second album.
It is a second album, man. I just have to have the tolerance to put it out. I gotta be in the mood, man. But right now, it's like I want to just put these movies out.
Yeah, you enjoying yourself doing movies.
I'm enjoying being a dad first and foremost, and then I'm enjoying making money off myself. You know, this is the first time I ever made money off me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been about Dame Dash. Like, Dame Dash been on television as Dame Dash. I'm not there for some other person. You know, it's the first time it's been like Boogie on TV, or Boogie is the one that is the main artist around me. You know, my dream. Like, basically right now I'm living my dream life, but now I just need my investments, return on my investments, and then I can reinvest. But other than that, I had to construct my personal life, and I had to architect my business around my personal
really
life.
Can't function if they're
can't function without you. If your kids ain't right, you can't. Not a real man. I couldn't function.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I really stopped being in the music business the way I was because I wanted to go be a dad. Like, I had to go raise Ava. You know what I'm saying? And then Tallulah came through, and it was like, I'm just gonna be a dad. Like, that's more fun than anything. Like, I'm not gonna miss this. I'm not gonna, like, you know, with Boggs, even though I was able to like raise him since he was 8, I still wasn't able to be there consistently ever. It was always like I made time. It was always a certain kind of time. I missed a lot. And I vowed never to miss that. Like, I learned a lot with Boggs. You know what I mean? So the mistakes or the things that I learned from my first experience.
You mean as far as having him around certain
all of that, everything, even down to fighting his mom a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, anything that hurts him, you got to figure out how not to do it. You got to, and if you have to be hurt so that they don't get hurt, then you got to do that. You got to wear that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's hard sometimes when you're in an emotional place to put your kid before yourself. You know, at least consciously. Like, unconsciously, you might, you know, be unconsciously inconsiderate. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, now that I'm aware of the effect that it has, it's not worth it. You know, there's no amount of nannies and cars and playrooms that could replace a balanced mother and father.
Absolutely.
You know, and at the end of the day, what are you here for? To make your children.
A lot of time in court, man. It's a lot of.
Yeah, but you know, those are the cards that I was dealt, and they're better than a lot. You know, and it worked out. Nobody was physically harmed.
Right.
Just a little emotional distress, which you can get over.
Right.
You know, just anxiety and a little bit of missing, but still, it gave me discipline, it gave me focus. It helped me architect the life that I want. And right now, I'm really happy about things. You know, I'm happy that I could be a dad. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. You know that.
Yeah.
All I care about is being a
coming
dad.
around. When I come around, I just know the spirit of the energy. Your energy is more relaxed now. You're more comfortable.
Yeah, but,
You know, you're happier than you were before.
I got puppies and my kids.
Yeah.
I did all that. Like, what do you, like my world where I started, the ultimate win would be able to have a nice house, have kids, be able to have them in private school, be able to, you know, go to all their games, do everything with them, make sure they have everything, be able to spoil it. Like, that's the dream. There's no, all the other shit, if you were in it to be famous, or if you were in it to you know, just for the money, but if you weren't in it to create a great life for your family, then you was in it for the wrong reasons. Because all I was in it for, all that shit was for me to be able to do this, to have a family life, so I didn't have to be in the hood. Like, that's the game I was trying to beat. The other shit, I don't even care.
Just trying to get up out of there.
Exactly. I was trying to get up out of it. I was like, this shit is crazy, and I don't want to live like this. I want to live like I'm living right now, and I want to enjoy it. Like, I don't want to have to be outside every day to maintain this. I want to be able to, like, make cookies with my kids, you know, I wanna paint with my children.
It just got to a point that it was really uncomfortable for you even being in your own neighborhood. It's just around, just.
Well, bottom line is, I needed to be with my children. When you working, you're not with your kids. I want to be with my kids. Like, books, I had books when I was 19. So relatively speaking, when I got hip, that was when I walked away from the music business. I wasn't trying to put out records. I had like a place where people could put out records because I didn't want people to lose jobs. And I was like, y'all can make something of it, but you haven't seen the Dame Dash hustle? You know what I'm saying? I haven't been out here doing that. I didn't have no desire to do that. My desire was the Dame Dash hustle with my kids.
What's the other question?
What was your biggest obstacle being an entrepreneur in 2016 and how did it prepare you for 2017?
The biggest obstacle is always supply and the demand as an independent. Like there's always growth, but what growth means something's not getting paid. And collecting money, that kind of thing. So, timing issues is always an issue. But it's not really an issue because it works itself out. The biggest issue as an entrepreneur, that was the question?
Yeah, for 2016, last year. The streaming service?
Well, I think, like for example, the issue I'm having right now is I can't get the liquor into the, I'm sold out of whiskey.
Yeah.
But is that really a problem? Like a year ago,
Shit.
just having it exist. I didn't think I was gonna sell out at this time.
Right.
So those are like good problems. Like these are selling, is that a problem? So any kind of growth or anything happening faster, which is considered success, could put you in a place where you feel anxiety, like you're behind. But the advice I could give any entrepreneur is architect how you want your next year to be. Like plan that shit out and make goals and put timing on it.
And understand that every problem holds its own solution.
Yeah.
I mean, problems are there to basically build character.
And to be solved.
Yeah.
Problems are there to be solved. They're all mathematical equations.
That's why you're given problems when we were children in grade school for us to figure out and grow from it. So that's the good thing about problems. Yo, this is Kenyatta with Hip Hop Motivation. First of all, I want to tell everybody out there, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to our YouTube page. And if you haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to our YouTube page, make sure you do so. Stay in tune. We have a lot more to come. Peace. Deciding from thoughts of being sick and tired of something, starting something, or admiring something can be the emotions that fuel change. Because write this down. Emotion leads to passion, passion leads to action, and action leads to results. Word up. Question: what's the #1 killer of dreams? If you said fear, you're wrong. Fear is on the list, but it's not the #1 killer. The #1 killer of dreams is comfort. The comfort of a good paying job or in an active relationship can seduce us for many years into the rhythm of accepting things without making any moves to change, further numbing us into a state of zombie-like passiveness. Write this down. Passiveness will cause your dreams to pass you by.
Dash thing. Nah, I don't want to chill out, bro. You know what I want to do? Believe in yourself. Build your own personal wealth. Then that becomes personal health. Think I'm rhyming. How about that?
Everything go down here. Just gotta, know what I mean, be a little smart.
I see you grooving right now. I was in my groove. Yeah. Ooh. I started daydreaming. I started thinking about something.
I'm a musician.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to spend all kinds of money. I like the dollar, I like the euro, I like the pound, I like the franc pause, I like the yen.